This is Granny Fullbell, and I'm with Danny Coleman from Rock On Radio. Rock on!
Granny Four Barrel. There you go. Granny Four Barrel welcoming us to Rock On Radio. Hello, everybody. It is Sunday night. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are listening to COARadio.com and SocietyBitesRadio.com. And this is Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman, and I am joined in studio by Engineer Art.
Hello.
What's happening?
I'm good. How are you this week?
I'm fantastic. Fantastic. Producer Claire is
Missing in action.
she's oops. Wow. You can't, I worked in the inner city for 20 years, man. You can't be doing that stuff. I just jumped a mile. I was ready to duck and cover.
Actually better balance.
There you go. Perfect. That's funny, actually. Where was I? Oh, yeah, we were talking about Claire. Claire is not in studio tonight, but she will be working remotely from another undisclosed location.
I hope you ain't in Afghanistan again.
No. I think she's back home. I believe that's where she might be, actually, at her undisclosed location in the Claire pound and the Claire compound. We'll call it the Claire pound.
Is that where she wishes she were?
Yeah, I guess maybe. But Rock On Radio is brought to you tonight by Bridal Music. Bridal Music along the Jersey Shore. You can visit bridalmusic.org. If you know anyone that's getting married or having a corporate event that wants some fantastic, fabulous, top-notch background music, cocktail hours, or small affairs, you can contact my good friend Michelle at bridalmusic.org. They can provide that flute, violin, real classy
awesome
stuff. Yes. She looks very nice when she performs, actually. She's in a nice, long black gown.
It is very formal.
It is. It is. She does a fantastic job there at Bridal Music. Also, the Custom Candle Company of New York, CBDLiveNatural.com. Either one of those will get you to either site. They sell these fantastic candles made from old liquor bottles. They send them out to a glazier, and they have all the edges rounded off, and then they fill them with some sort of soy wax. It's really good stuff. Great scent. Excuse me. Also, who else do we have? High Tech Electronics. They give us the safety and sound earbuds that I give away at the happy hours, as well as No Knot Necklace Carrier.
That's new.
That's our new sponsor. Yes, they also provide us with things to give away at the Rock On Radio happy hours. The next one is November 7th, I believe, is the first Thursday in November at the Nottingham Tavern, located in 9 Mercer Street in Hamilton Square, New Jersey. Come on out and have some fun. Edith Peach.
Is that who it is?
Edith Peach is the name of the band. They will be performing there. Duo, actually. It's my buddy Mark on percussion and cajon. And I forget the keyboard player's name. Actually, it escapes me right now. But they're being joined by a member of the Dogs, my good friend Dougie B on bass guitar for that event too. So it's a little 3-piece trio. They're going to be providing the music. There are drink specials. Frida's behind the bar. There's a beautiful outdoor area. You can play cornhole, big Jenga.
Get a little cold for the patio.
Yeah, right. Smoke cigars out there. But they got heaters too. They actually have patio heaters. Yeah, the big tall ones, not the ones with the dome at the top, but the ones that look like obelisks, like pyramids. But they're pretty cool. Still outside though. Who else? Oh, O'Connor's American Bar and Grill. Actress Jody Weber, actress Eileen Sullivan, and CPA Jody Weber are our sponsors this evening. Am I forgetting anybody?
Hot sauce.
Oh, Xanarch, I put some in my chili
Did you?
for the chili contest yesterday.
You must have won.
And then I put some, that's right, Zen Archer hot sauce maker provided by D.L. Byron, the only radio program sponsored by a Grammy Award winning hot sauce maker. Get that progression. Who else am I
So
forgetting?
multiple streams of income.
Multiple streams, all right. Oh, do I hear a phone? Is the phone ringing?
No.
Somebody's phone ringing.
Mandel.
Oh, the mandolin. Okay. Look at these headphones. I never know. Who else have we brought by? That's it, right? I think.
I don't think we're forgetting anyone.
I don't think so. Oh, well.
Claire.
Claire, remind me. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, if you want to follow us, you can do so by going to dcror.com, which is the quick link for Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com. There you'll find all of our show information, pictures from the 10th anniversary bash, rock-timonials, upcoming gigs, and
it's right
the
there.
schedule.
The banner behind.
And it's right there on the banner behind me. That's right. We also have, who else do we have? What else was I going to say? Oh, Facebook. Facebook.com/Danny
page.
Coleman's Rock On Radio 2. The number 2. Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat are all the same at Rock On Radio. All one word, all capital letters.
That's right. And you can also view us on YouTube. We are on YouTube tonight. Go to COARadio.com. You'll see the YouTube link on your right-hand side, and that'll take you right to us.
And click on it. There you go. Also, if you want to reach out to us this evening, please, 609-241-7103. 609-241-7103, and we will gladly put you on the air to discuss anything you want with us or with my guests this evening. We have Ron and Mick returning 2 years ago to the day we just discovered. Exactly 2 years ago to the day. Ron and Mick from the Successful Failures.
Thanks for having us, Danny.
Oh,
Hello.
thanks for coming back. That's 2 years ago to the day. Oh, Ron, that's pretty
Well,
freaky.
to clarify, the Acre of Nettle was released 2 years ago.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I jumped the gun. Sorry, people. Imagine that. I can't believe I did that. I've done that before.
But we were here.
You
2
were
years
here
ago,
right around the
this
same time.
Right around
Yeah,
the
upon the
release.
release of Ichor of Metal, which was your last disc. And now you have a new one.
Yes, we do.
And it's called
It's Saratoga.
Saratoga. Sounds like a Roman farm girl.
Really?
Saratoga.
There's a lot of connotation for that. But I never heard that one before.
Saratoga.
Sarah, get my
One
toga. and
Yeah, I never
and
thought of it
slop,
that way.
slop the hogs.
I never separated the toga from the Sarah.
I see. Why is it called Saratoga? Somebody a horse racing fan?
We
New
wanted
York fan? What
a
are we doing
single
here?
word title, and a lot of the songs revolve around a fictitious casino, which I named Saratoga. So
Ah.
it's totally fiction.
So am I to surmise as just a average Joe radio host that most of the material is fiction as well?
It's all fiction. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like that. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you why I kind of like that, because so many people come in here and tell me, well, you know, I'll ask them, well, what do you write about? What inspires you to write? Oh, life inspires me to write. And
Yeah.
anything can inspire me to write.
Mhm.
And,
Well, fiction reflects life. But-
but
Yeah.
it's always some deep response
Right.
telling me that, you know, I had this bad experience and I wrote about it. And it's like, you know, I don't know whether to grab a Kleenex or jump off
Sometimes
jump out the
it
window.
works for some people.
But it's refreshing to hear that you're doing
Yeah.
that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I tried, like, I have a few songs that I wrote specifically about something that was personal, but most of the time it's like some kind of fiction. It's lyrically, we're just talking about. That's an idea that I come up with or something I read or, you know. So I'm not like an emo kind of guy.
I'm not an emo kind of guy. All right. Hello. Welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
This is so.
Hey, what's up, kid? On the phone, we have the artist Soph. Sof. Soph, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. Oh my gosh, a lot's happening. How are you doing?
Well, we miss you. We haven't seen you in, it feels like forever.
I know. I have to come by. I would absolutely love to.
Well, you are welcome anytime. You know that. Say hi to Mick and Ron from the Successful Failures.
Hey, Mick and Ron, how are you?
Hi, Soph.
Hi, Soph.
Great.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for asking.
So you have some big news.
I do. I have some very exciting news.
Well, first off, let me say that I am very proud of Soph. I mean, I've known her since she was like, you were what, 15? Something like that?
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, about knee high, 15. Yeah. And I said, and for years she would gig and she would gig as an artist playing covers, throwing some of her original music in. And I give her 1000% credit and kudos because recently she basically said, the heck with the cover material. I'm going to make it
Or not?
or break it on my original music.
Soph,
And
way to go.
see?
Thank you so much.
More
Yeah, I'm
power
glad
to
you
you.
got to that point.
And you are
It's a good
now
place to be.
That's right. And you are now a total original artist, correct?
I am indeed. Yes, that's right. No more cover stuff.
Fantastic. And how's that going for you?
It's going great. I'm releasing a single on November 1st. It's called Inertia.
Ooh.
And I'm really excited. I released a visual a couple of days ago. And I'm really excited for everybody to see it. This has been about a year in the works, a little over a year actually. And it feels really good to finally have something really big coming out.
Where did you do it?
I recorded at New Future Studios with Paul Ritchie from the Parlor Mob and Mike Smith from That's How They Get You and Ether Sunday.
Oh, very nice. How did you
Yeah.
look at you? Lots been going on since we last talked.
Yeah, lots has been going on. And actually, it was also produced, I co-produced it, the song, and it was also produced by my boyfriend, Tyler.
Ah, very nice. Gosh, you got a boyfriend now? Man, what next?
I've had a boyfriend, Danny. We've been together for like 6 years.
You got what? Wow.
Yeah.
Where has time been? You know what? See? God. Does Savelli know this?
Yes, of course. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I feel all left out, Art.
Do you?
See, this shows how I don't pry into my artists' personal lives. Oh wow, good for you.
Next Christmas party, I'll have to bring him.
Okay, you do that. I just put a post on Facebook that I'm looking at. Don't shoot the messenger, but the Christmas show is December 22nd.
Okay.
And we're going for 4 hours since last year wound up being 4
Woo!
hours. 7 to 11 p.m. It used to only be 3, but we kind of got carried away and everybody seemed to like it. So we're going 7 to 11, and I need original Christmas or holiday music or remakes of a traditional Christmas or holiday song that I could play on the air. So I'm putting the call out there now to artists from all over the world. They can send them to me through my website at dcror.com, the email there, or to rockonradio1460@hotmail.com. So, all right. So now that you've done this, so when are you going to release it and how?
It's going to be released on November 1st. It's going to be out on all streaming platforms. And I'm, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, pretty much anywhere that you can find music, it will be. And I don't want to reveal too much, but there is a little bit something that will be released. I have to skate around this because I don't want to give too much away, but it's not what you think.
Well, okay. Well, apparently I'm really out of the loop, so I don't know. I don't know about.
It's okay. I think everybody's kind of out of the loop. Everybody's asking what this is all about, but you will see on November 1st.
Oh, that's coming up quick. Coming up quick. All right. So how do we find you?
find me on sofmusic.com. It's just sofmusic.com, and all of my social media, my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. It's just @music by Soph.
Fantastic. All right, kid. Well, thank you so much for calling us
Thank you.
and
And thanks
informing
for
us.
having me.
And
Of course.
we'll hopefully see you at the Christmas show with your
Oh,
mom
yeah.
and your mom and dad and Preston and whoever this Tyler guy is. I'm still confused. Bring him in and hang out with us for a little bit. You're always welcome. You know that.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait to have the crock on chili.
Oh yeah, it's here. It'll be here.
Well, goodness.
I made a batch for yesterday. I was in a contest. I
With
still don't know who
Byron's
won.
hot sauce.
With that's right, with D.O. Byron Zen Archer hot sauce. So you have to check it
Ooh.
out. See?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, kid. We love you. You know that.
I love you guys too. Have
All
a
right.
great rest of the show. I'll be listening.
Oh, fantastic. See you later. Rock on.
See ya.
There
Rock
you
on.
go. Soph with big news November 1st, dropping a single called Inertia. Buckle your seatbelts for the inertia. That's right. They're inertia locked. All right. With us in studio, we have the Successful Failures. If you want to reach out to us, you can do so. We've got Dave the Rave calling at 7:30. Dave the Rave almost bailed on us today, man.
Why?
He said he couldn't find any shows.
In New
I was like,
York?
dude, it's New York City.
I'm
There's a show
disappointed.
everywhere. So he'll be calling with his report from New York, something to watch or go to.
Cool.
See, I've got people all over the place now. Nick. I've expanded since the last time. I don't just mean my waistline. So what's happening
Well, we
with
got
this new album?
we got the new album, and we're playing a bunch of shows to support it.
Oh,
It's available on vinyl.
I
It's
see
the
that.
first Successful Failures full-length album that's available on vinyl, so we're really excited about that. It's 11 new songs. It was recorded quickly, and it was within, like we just figured out, 2 years since our last album,
Right.
which is a typical timetable for us. It's our 7th album, and it's doing great so far. I was really happy about the number of orders we had for the vinyl. It's available at a bunch of really cool record stores, Tunes in Hoboken and Randy's in Bordentown,
Man
as well as
Cave,
the
yeah.
Record Collector in Bordentown, Princeton Record Exchange,
Was this pressed?
Repo Records in Philly, and the Record Exchange in Philadelphia.
Was was this album pressed right here in Bordentown?
It was not. So I
Okay.
did tour there and meet the guys who run the pressing plant in Bordentown. They do a lot of orders through Epitaph,
Okay.
which is a label that I had no idea because it was like Bad Religion's label, but they own so many other labels. So everything that goes through that Bordentown pressing plant is coming through a couple of big labels.
coming through Epitaph.
So it's not like you could go there and we did a very limited run on this. So you couldn't go in and do 100 or 200 vinyl or even 1,000. I think, it's bigger and it comes from somewhere else,
Yeah.
but it's a cool spot.
There were
like,
one of only 3 left in the entire country, right? I
Well, there's
it
more
is.
and more popping up, actually.
Oh, are there?
Although ours was pressed in Vancouver.
Oh, all right, so
At a place called Standard Vinyl. But I started running a label in the 90s and we started with making vinyl. So we did a series of 7 inches and it was pressed out of United Pressing, which is in Tennessee. And for a while, they were the only ones left. And now that there's a little bit of a resurgence, they're popping up all over. We did a Christmas vinyl about 4 years ago. We split with a band we're friends with, and that was pressed at Brooklyn Phono.
need a copy of it for the Rock On Radio.
Oh, yeah, I
Christmas
got it.
Spectacular.
Yep.
You have to MP3 me some of them things.
I
I don't
will.
have a turntable here.
Yeah, no, we got them on MP3 too.
Uh,
So it's kind of cool that it's available on vinyl. It sounds really good. It really does.
especially on vinyl.
But it sounds good on the CD, but the vinyl really does sound better. I mean, you must have grown up listening to records like I did.
Oh,
And I'm okay with not, but I've been getting back into it and it really does sound a little bit warmer and a little bit better.
I actually recently was very fortunate to have done an interview with Rick Wakeman,
Oh, really?
Okay.
Cool.
Wow.
who is an incredibly funny,
Oh, yeah.
engaging, warm person. He really is.
Yeah.
He's just so down to earth. And we got on the subject of vinyl,
Yeah.
and he was telling me how what irks him about today's record industry, music industry,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. And one of the things he said was, he said, and I'll tell you the comparison he drew when I'm done, because it makes a lot of
So
sense.
Rick Wakeman from Yes.
From Yes.
Who, just give context.
Right. Yes.
I mean, I'm sure some people know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
But probably the longest standing guy.
The
band, or-
keyboard player of Yes.
Yeah.
For years. He also
Yeah.
goes on the road with Trevor Rabin and John Anderson. They go out as ARW. They do nothing but Yes material.
Yeah, there's been all kinds of different configurations.
All kinds of
Yes.
configurations, right? I saw Yes at the Yestival in Camden a couple years ago, and
That was without John Anderson, though, right?
right, it was
Yeah.
the singer's name was actually, I think, John Anderson, but it wasn't John Anderson.
Really?
It was John. Yeah.
Did he sound like John Anderson?
Well,
I mean, the John Anderson.
yeah, no, but I've actually seen the John.
No.
You
Just
got
get
it.
confusing.
I think it was John, or it might have been Ron Anderson.
that would be-
Wait
that
a minute,
would
I
be
went to
funnier.
school with Ron Anderson.
Yeah.
I can't- anyway, but the keyboard player was Jeff. From the Buggles.
Oh.
Jeff
yeah.
Downs. Jeff
Mm.
Downs.
Okay.
something in there. So anyway, but Wakeman was saying to me, he said, the problem with the record industry, or in his words, the record industry,
Yeah.
was that they had replacement rather than addition to. So when CDs first came out, they just replaced vinyl.
Mhm.
There was a very short transition window.
Yeah.
One day turntables were on the shelf, and 2 months later they were gone.
Yeah.
Everybody replaced with CD players.
Yep.
Then
Yeah.
CDs came out. Then they went with the mini discs,
Oh, yeah.
which
That didn't take off.
Didn't sell,
Yeah.
but they replaced like cassettes.
Yeah.
The 8-track had been long gone.
That wasn't a good
No,
format.
that thank God.
Yeah.
Click, click. But
Press
yeah,
it down.
right.
You can hear 2 tracks.
sticking your matchbook in there, so it would play, and when you hit a bump in your car, yeah. But then when that all went, when that left, and then it became streaming and
Mhm.
downloading, and
Yeah.
he said, and now vinyl is in great demand again.
Mm-hmm.
And his whole theory behind this was the record labels were the ones that pushed for this.
Yeah.
This is our new platform. Get it out there.
Yeah.
And they kind of forced the manufacturers of vinyl and cassettes and of tape, anything with tape or vinyl, out of business.
Yeah.
So he said, and his whole point is very true. They should have just left everything the way it was and added these products.
Yeah.
And the comparison he drew to me, he's like, Dan, he said, you make a brand new coffee and you get it on the market and you get it in supermarkets on the shelves. Are they going to remove every other coffee and just let yours be the only one they sell?
Mhm.
No, it'll be in addition to the other coffees
Yeah.
that are on there.
Yeah.
And he's right. If a new product comes out, you're in there with all the other ones, and
Mhm.
that was his complaint. That's what they should have.
Yeah, that
done.
totally works for the transition from CDs to CD from vinyl. But then the streaming kind of threw any kind of physical product out the
Right.
window.
Well,
You know?
now I also, actually, Art, you better make a phone call, get somebody in here to sweep up the floor with all these names I'm about to drop. But I also was very fortunate 2 weeks ago to interview Mickey Dolenz.
Wow.
From the Monkees.
Yeah.
Right? And he told me that his nephews are 16 and 17 years old, and they come to him for vinyl,
Mm-hmm.
and they go out and they buy vinyl, old vinyl
Yeah.
and new vinyl. And they're like kids. He says they're like kids at Christmas time. They open it up and
Mm-hmm.
they're like, whoa, look at this. You don't get this with the CD because there's the artwork and the liner notes and the
Yeah.
booklets that come with the lyrics.
Yeah, it's not for
and-
the casual fan. It's for
Yeah.
somebody who wants to bring home a souvenir and have something physical you can look at. We have this picture of us in the studio where we recorded the album on the back, and when we saw the picture, we immediately thought it'd be really cool to have this picture on a 12 by 12.
Right. On mine.
Rather than the tiny box, the 5 by 5 on the back of the CD.
Well, it's coming
Yeah.
back. So you know you're not the first band actually this
I
year
know,
alone that has
it's
brought me vinyl in
Yeah.
to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah. And also, it forced us to think about the tracking. Ron works a lot on the track order for our stuff, and we had a certain song order for the CD because everything did change with the CD. Like it became you put your best song first, your second best song second, your third best song third, and it just kind of went from there. An album used to be your strongest song was first, then you needed a really good song to close side A, but then you needed a really good song to open side B, and then your last song of the album. And so we have a different song listing on the vinyl.
Then
The
you do on
songs
the
are
CD?
sequenced differently.
Oh wow.
I don't know if Ron, if you wanted to talk about that at all.
No, you're spot on, but really the driver was because we had to balance side A and side B time wise, and
Oh, that's true.
The CD didn't work that way.
Oh yeah, because the CD is just straight tracks.
Right.
Right, but we couldn't go over 22 minutes for the fidelity, on
Oh,
per
right.
side. So the split wasn't even working. That's right.
Right.
Which is
Right.
another case of the technology shaping the art.
Yeah.
Which is, and like you were talking about, it seems like Wakeman was talking about how the economy sort of can shape the art, but also the technology shapes art as well.
Well, he also mentioned how by going to CDs and then the mini discs and then
Yeah.
streaming, he said there's not one major record chain left in the UK.
Really?
He named one. I can't remember what it was, but he
Yeah.
named one that was somewhat close to being a mainstream record chain.
Mm-hmm.
I think about it. We've got two in Bordentown. We got Randy, the Man Cave, and then we got the Record Collector,
Yeah.
literally 3 blocks down the street.
Yeah.
So
There's no record stores according to Rick Wakeman, London.
yep,
or in England.
no major chain record
No
stores.
major chain. Yeah.
So
okay.
there's a couple
Well, I guess-
smaller ones and
Right.
things like that.
Yeah,
I know up in Red Bank, Jack's Music used to be
Yeah.
a record store. I don't know if it's still there.
It's still there. Yeah.
because I know they were talking about
A lot of used
closing.
vinyl. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still pretty good.
So but every town seems to have one little, maybe 2 little small
Yeah.
ones, but nothing where you can go say, "Hey, what's the latest release? I can't wait for the new,
Right.
Successful Failures album.
Yeah.
When's it coming in?"
Yeah.
So, but I think you're right. I didn't think of that. The track list. Well, back in the day when they used to make concept albums,
Right.
Yeah.
can you imagine Dark Side of the Moon any way other than it is right
No.
now?
Right. They
You're
have to
right.
really think that through.
The
Exactly.
track order listing. You know the Williams boy. You know Matt.
Yeah, we know Matt very well.
Matt, when he was putting together his recent disc,
Mhm.
Then and Now,
Yep.
which is phenomenal, by the way. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's
have.
just fantastic.
Yeah, we listened to it in the truck on the way to practice last
Did you?
week. Yeah.
I actually saw Billy Friday night. He was at the Iron Plow Winery.
Uh-huh.
He
Right.
put on a fantastic show.
Wasn't that Thursday?
No, it was Friday.
Okay.
He might have been the one in Mount Holly on Thursday at the tasting room.
Okay.
But the one in actually Columbus was Friday. And Billy, before he released Then and Now, emailed me. And he said, "I'm terrible at this. I need help."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "What's that?" He goes, "Track order. Listen to these tracks and tell me what order you think they should come in."
Yeah. Mhm.
So I did, and I gave my opinion. And honestly, I never went back and checked to see how closely
Mm-hmm.
he either followed or did
Yeah.
not follow my order, but
Yeah.
that was that. This might be Dave the Rave. Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
This is Dave the Rave with his rock and roll review.
There you go. I was just telling Art that you were thinking about bailing on us tonight.
You know, full disclosure, Danny, to your listeners, Danny's a great guy because I thought I had done my due diligence and came up with nothing worthy. And I called him and left him a message and said so. He called me right back. He's like, "That's not the way it works, kid. So roll up your sleeves and dig a little deeper."
Well, you're in New York City, man. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting something happening over there Can you?
You know what? I'm going to be polite because it's funny. I could use something with what you just said, but I'm not going to go that way. Our first show, Danny, believe it or not, this flew under my radar. My number one producer brought it to my attention. Friday, October 25th at Madison Square Garden. Tickets are still available for who else? Billy Joel. Once again, part of his residency there, 8 p.m. If you want to see him at MSG Friday night, get a hold of Ticketmaster. Tickets are still available. But I have a better show, in my opinion, because there's a personal background to what I'm about to tell you. So let's start off with this. This is good for your North Jersey listeners that can shoot, right down 287 and go over the Tappan Zee Bridge to Portchester to the Capitol Theater. Saturday, October 26th at Garcia's. Now, Garcia's is an intimate space inside the Capitol Theater. They feature local and national bands weekly. They serve area craft beers and area wines, and they've got eclectic food choices. It's foo shoo. But what's really cool is Saturday, October 26th, they're going to have Black Dog, which is a Led Zeppelin tribute. And why I'm bringing them to your attention, I've known these guys for over 20 years. They also, a few members of this band, they also perform in another tribute for Black Sabbath called Sabracadabra. But tonight, we're going to talk about their Zeppelin tribute, which is Black Dog. Spot on. So good that I went up to them one night and I said, okay, can I request anything? And they're like, oh, yeah, we have the confidence. I requested The Soul Remains the Same. They opened the show with it, and it was killer. So I definitely think that your listeners, if they want a fun night out, Saturday, October 26th, they're not, going to have to, it's probably, half an hour from North Jersey to get to Portchester, right?
Yeah, maybe. Something like that.
Yeah. It's a great show. They're professional musicians. They're seasoned musicians, and they pay tribute to the music the way you want to hear it. You're a Zeppelin fan. I know you are. I've read your bio. I'm a diehard Led Zeppelin fan. These guys do justice to the material.
Fantastic. You piqued my interest, Dave.
Sorry that I tried to back out earlier, Danny. I'm a horrible person.
No. I just know that the Dave the Rave's rock and roll review here is the latest segment installment that we have here on Rock On Radio. Dave is up in the New York City area, and you are like our roving music man up there. So people look to you for something, anything. They want to know what's happening, and they value your opinion, Dave.
You know what, Danny? Let's take it a step further. I'd like to ask your listeners to let you know. I guess they could email you, or maybe they could, call you or reach out to you through social media. But to Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio listeners, Dave the Rave's Rock and Roll Review sincerely wants to know, what do you want to know? What do you want me to cover? What do you want me to bring to your attention? Should I be covering more clubs in Jersey? Should I be covering more clubs in Long Island or Connecticut, or just stick to the heart and soul of the New York City live rock and roll scene? What do you say, Dan?
I think you just laid the gauntlet down for our listeners. They can contact me through the website, dcror.com. Have them email me through the website. Just put in there Dave the Rave as the subject and tell me what you think Dave the Rave should cover.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right, Dave.
Coleman, rock on.
Rock on, my friend. Thank you for another stellar rockin' review. We'll talk to you next week.
Good night.
There you go. Dave the Rave's Rockin' Review here on Rock On Radio. I'm Danny Coleman with Engineer Art. In studio, we have Ron and Mick from the Successful Failures. And they're going to do some music for us right now.
Sounds good.
What do you want to do?
We're going to do a song for the new album.
Ooh.
We're going to do 3. We got maybe 3 prepared in this format from the new album.
All right.
So the new album is recorded in Red Bank, New Jersey, in a studio, a large space.
Oh, yeah. Where'd you record?
Retro Media Studios, right across from Count Basie Theater.
Oh, yeah.
And
nice.
We had the material rehearsed, but we went in and did most of the tracks live. And then we brought back some of the tracks and did some work at my studio in Chesterfield, New Jersey.
Okay.
So it's a full rock record. There's not an acoustic guitar on the record. So these are acoustic versions of these
are
songs.
acoustic versions of the
Yeah.
non-acoustic versions.
Yeah, and our last album, there was a couple tunes with the acoustic guitar and the mandolin, and Ron and I do a decent amount of live shows with this. But this album is the full band electric. So we've worked up a couple of songs to work for this kind of format. Yeah.
Okay. So what's this one called?
This one's called Love You So. It's track 2.
Track 2.
Yeah.
Successful Failures here on Rock On Radio.
Why don't we drink until we've had our fill? Why don't we sleep until we're tired? Why do we think we have this time to kill? Why do we fall into the briar? Hey! Why don't we wake up when the day is new and keep our heads under the covers? Why do we break out of this portmanteau and keep our arms around each other? I love you so. I love you so. I love you so. I wanna know, do you love me so? Ooh, I wanna know. Why don't we stay in this garden grove? Why don't we sleep until December? Why don't we pray for these days to grow into nights we spend together? I love you so. I love you so. I love you so. I wanna know, do you love me so? Ooh, I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know.
Successful Failures, and their song called
Love you so.
Love You So here on Rock On Radio. If you want to give us a call, please do so, 609-241-7103. One of these, what are we giving away here?
We're giving away the CDs,
Mhm.
I mean, or the vinyl.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
CDs or the
And we got,
vinyl.
stickers come with everything we sell.
Nice. I got them on my cigar caddy. I got a
Nice.
little cigar locker that I take along with me if I go
Nice.
like away for the weekend. Holds
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 cigars. Throw it in there. I got them on there. I got them
Nice.
on my drum. The
Yeah.
hernia box. It's got all my hardware in it.
It's the way musicians communicate.
That's it. You know
It's like
right.
cave painting.
That's exactly right. I will say one thing. That was a great tune.
Thank you.
That sounds phenomenal. Coming
the
through these
mandolin, yeah.
headphones, a mandolin. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's got a great sound. What kind is that?
It's an Eastman. It's American. It's kind of like a value level instrument. You know,
Okay.
they make great acoustic instruments, guitars and mandolins, other things too.
Oh.
And
Great sound at an affordable price.
right, exactly. And
Because that was very Hooters-esque.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
got
good reference.
That's got a Hooters sound
Yeah.
to it.
Right.
You know, whatever.
It depends how you play it. Like on that song, I decided to play a lot of open strings, so
Okay.
it's a
Oh,
little
is that
more
why?
Hooters-esque as
Alright.
opposed to like a folky up the neck,
Type of thing.
more choppy thing, which we might get into later.
Okay.
But yeah, Eastman guitars.
How about that?
We were talking about the Tiernanog in Trenton, I think, before the show started.
Right.
And so I guess it's been quite a few years now, but Ron sort of learned. Ron's multi-instrumentalist, so he kind of learned the mandolin to learn more Irish songs and more versions of our songs and some of our more acoustic based stuff. And that was probably almost 10 years ago. Or,
Yeah.
What
and
else-
so he's really come. He's just fabulous on the
What else
mandolin.
do you play? What other instruments?
Well, when we play live, I mostly play bass guitar.
Okay.
But I started out playing electric guitar, in past lives. But we needed a bass player, and I didn't think anybody else was worthy of it, so I took it over.
We always
And,
tell the story because I had the band, I had the songs, and I had the drummer Rob Martin, and I had known Ron, but just as a guitar player. And I called him and said, we need a bass player. Would you do it? And he said, yeah. I think he paused and said, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I said,
Really
I
had to
have
twist your arm.
I have a bass guitar because he didn't even own one.
Ah,
So I said, you can use my bass. That was in 2005 or something.
all right. You guys have been together how long now? It's been a long time.
Since then,
14 years.
yes, 7 albums. We got a bunch of EPs and singles and stuff.
Is he
So
still using your bass?
He did. He did get his own art. That's a good question.
What kind was yours?
Mine was something that was called an Essex, which I bought up at this really cool guitar store in Union called Rondo Music, and they made really awesome knockoffs. In fact, one of my electric guitars that I still use, which is an Agile, is made in Korea, and Rondo Music sold it. So their line of guitars from Korea, they call Agiles. They make amazing copies of like Les Pauls, and they had a really good Rickenbacker copy that Rickenbacker sued them. They had to stop producing that one. But they did a cheaper line even called Essex, just an S and an X. And I had bought a cheap acoustic guitar that I really liked. That was an Essex. It's kind of fallen apart. I still have it. And I bought this bass. But I'm a terrible bass player. I only used it to demo. Like I just but that was the bass that Ron started playing, this Essex.
Yeah. Rickenbacker made these basses, or Rickenbacker has these basses that Agile ripped off.
Right.
Here, Ron, hold this, will you? The cops are coming.
Right.
So what kind of bass did you buy?
No, I bought a Fender Jazz. So, yeah. Well, the Essex was like during the trial period, the first
In case you didn't
album,
like it.
make sure that, it was going to work.
Right.
But, I knew from the first session we had playing with Rob that this was it. And I just waited and I did some shopping. It took months to make sure I got the right bass and wound up with a Fender Jazz.
We needed real instruments for our real band.
It's kind of funny how when you're first start playing music, because most of us start at a younger age,
Sure.
and we don't have a job, or
Mhm.
or if we do, it doesn't pay much. So usually our parents help us out,
Yeah.
but all of our parents take the same approach. Well, I'm not buying you that
Yeah.
$1,000 guitar. You'll get this $99 one. Look, it comes with an amp from Walmart.
Yeah.
You know? And you go in there because they don't know if you're going to last, if you're going to give it
Yeah.
up. I remember my very first drum kit was a British kit. It was made in Britain. It was an Olympic.
Hmm.
It was called. It had this great finish. It was red
Seems like
sparkle.
that should be good. Like,
Right?
made in China, bad. Made
Right?
in England could
Could be
Marshall,
good, right?
Fox. Like,
But it had a red sparkle finish. It was a British Olympic. I had a kick drum. I had a floor tom. Now the floor tom had spots for 3 legs, like any floor tom does.
yeah.
However, one of the legs was missing, so it actually came with a 40 case. Remember the old cases you put 45s in?
Oh, yeah.
The guy's like, "Yeah, here, take that and take the 45s with it." I
in
don't
place
remember.
of the
And
the,
it
the foot.
it
or the
held up the
fourth
end,
thumb. Oh, that's just you sat it on
right?
that.
And it had cymbal. It came with a hi-hat stand and a ride and 2 cymbal stands, one for the ride cymbal and one for a crash.
Yeah.
He actually gave me 2 hi-hat cymbals, a crash cymbal, and a supposed ride cymbal that was absolutely terrible. But the brand of them was Crut.
Front.
Crut.
Crut.
Krut.
Bad word.
These cymbals were actually green. They were so oxidized, they were green. The guy says, "Yeah, I haven't played this kit in about 20 years." You know,
Yeah.
I think it cost my parents like $100.
Yeah.
Right? But the one thing he gave me that I've still got to this day, still have it to this day. I don't even remember what I did with that kit
Yeah.
because when I bought my own with my newspaper route money in
Yeah.
'76, I bought a set of Ludwig rockers, 76 rockers. I've still got those.
Nice.
But the one thing he gave me with that drum kit that I still have and still use to this day,
The throne.
he said, no. No. He said, he looked at me and he goes, yeah, he goes, I'll throw in this cymbal. It's a really good one. It's a Zildjian. Just take it.
Huh.
It was a Zildjian sizzle cymbal
That's an old symbol.
with the rivets.
Oh.
And he said to me, he goes, yeah, that cymbal's about 40 years old and I'll never use it again. I was 12.
Man.
Okay.
And it's still extant?
I'm 56 years old.
Yeah.
So that cymbal is approaching 90 years old.
Wow.
And but that one, like, you know how now cymbals got that nice gold color. That one is actually, there's more copper, so it's brown. So you really have to, even when you polish it and shine it up, it doesn't come up like brass. It comes up a darker metal.
What a nice heirloom for you, though, to kind of bring you to your roots.
I still use it.
Yeah.
I still use it because they're just, you know, sometimes you need it.
Yeah, probably every musician has a story about like getting their gear, you know, where they got their first guitar, their cymbal, or whatever it is.
Where'd you get yours?
Both of my guitars that I started to try to learn on were hand-me-downs from my sister. My sister Dee, Dolores, she had taken guitar lessons, and she had a Hondo 2 electric guitar, really junky, bad electric guitar. And then I think her acoustic might have been a Yamaha, but it wasn't good. The action was really high. Like you had to really work hard to push a string down.
The guy I was telling you about, Joe.
Yeah.
Who I used to play at the Tiernanog with.
Yeah.
Our first band in high school.
Yeah.
He had one of those Hondas.
Yeah, it wasn't even Honda 1. Mine was the Honda 2.
It was a Les Paul knockoff.
This was like a Strat.
Okay.
Maybe that's why I never like gravitated towards Strat ever again.
You were scarred for life.
Yeah. I just don't like them at all.
Yeah, how about you, Ron? What was your first?
I learned how to play guitar on a Guild acoustic.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. One of my teachers.
All right, conversation over. He doesn't know what it's like to suffer.
No, I do actually, because the first one I owned was not anything. I don't even know what it was called. I still have it, but it's, you know, it's
a little out of shape.
It's a little. It was out of shape within a couple weeks, but this Guild that I played on was one of my teachers in 8th grade, and a group of friends of mine stopped going out for rec and lunch, and we just stayed in and played guitar. And by the time we had 8th grade graduation, we performed, all of us, at graduation.
Oh, cool.
And I've always wanted a Guild since, and I just haven't done it.
Was that the first time you ever performed in front of people?
Yeah. Yep. I knew 3 chords.
That's all you need.
He's a blues player.
Yeah. But I went to Catholic school, so we had a great music program, and I had a lot of help, you know, to make us sound good.
Sometimes. Hey, at 8 o'clock, we've got the Deuce Music Minute coming up. Tonight's guest, our featured artist, are Deep Blue Sea, I believe, right? That's what I sent you.
Correct.
Okay. That'll be 8 o'clock, about another 10 minutes or so. Let's do some more music.
Sounds good. So this one is called Oh Diane, and it's on the vinyl. It's on side A. I think on the CD, it's maybe track 8 or 9 or something. Yeah, 8 probably. So it's one of my songs with a girl's name in it. And there's always at least 1 or 2 every album. And it came from the opening line, which is, oh, Diane, We could build a fire with these pine cones to keep us warm when it gets cold. I think I just had this vision of somebody showing up at his old girlfriend's door with a bag full of pine cones. And I thought that's a terrible idea for a song, but it wouldn't go away. So it kept coming
Not
back.
sure. That's what I'd show up.
It seemed like something I might do, actually. But
Set it on fire.
well, it's funny because the main theme of the song is fire. Yeah.
Fire.
So here we go. You ready?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Diane, we could build a fire with these pine cones to keep us warm when it gets cold. Oh, Diane, there was a lawyer down in Washington who found a way for me to go. So here I am, but you don't see. Here I am, you don't see. You don't see me. You don't see me, Diane. Oh, Diane, there was a mountain made of money. The ashes fell down just like snow. Oh, Diane, you know I severed all relations. I burn a bridge everywhere I go. So here I am. You don't see. Here I am. You don't see. You don't see me. You don't see me, Diane. And from the ashes you rise. Open your eyes. Try me one more time, Diane. Oh, Diane.
Successful failures here on Rock On Radio. So, like, do you just who's? Well, I know Mick. You write a lot of the tunes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're pretty prolific when it comes to that. I mean, you're putting out an album every
You
couple
need
of
to
years.
a system.
Yeah.
So I have a system.
And that is
You're always writing. You're always listening to like things people say, phrases, things you see written, and you journal, and then you record demos, and then I bring stuff to the band, and I'm like, yeah, I got this song. It's about Diane, and here's how it goes. What do you guys think? And then we kind of arrange it together. Sometimes I'll send the recording of it first, and Ron and Rob and Pete, everybody like works kind of hard to come up with their parts, and we arrange it together. But I have the lyrics done before I bring it to the band, and the melody. I always start with the melody, so I don't just sit and play guitar. I write the songs in my head, and then I sit down at a piano or a guitar, because I feel like if I start with a guitar riff, lots of times although there's plenty of exceptions, but sometimes the melody is not as good. So I try to always have the melody and figure out, okay, well, what could go behind this melody and this lyrical hook. The next song we're going to play, though, I actually had the guitar riff for a while. So every songwriting strategy, there's always exceptions and so on.
Okay. All right. If you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. I am Danny Coleman. Before we get into a little more of the successful failures, you can get into the successful failures by giving us a call, 609-241-7103, and we'll give you a disc or the vinyl, whatever you prefer. We will send that out to you along with some Rock on Radio tchotchkes.
Swag.
That's right. Actually, last night I was quite humbled myself and flattered to be asked to MC an event at the Trenton Oaks, or not the Trenton Oaks, I'm sorry, the Princeton Oaks in up on Route 518 in Blomberg. Blomberg. They were taking a great road towards Carrier Clinic that way.
Is that a Hopewell, out that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go down 206 and there's a traffic light that says Elm Road.
Yeah.
That becomes the Great Road, and you take that, and that
ETS,
takes you.
I think is out.
That leads you all the way up to it. It reconnects with 206 way up past Carrier Clinic and
Rocky Hill.
Way above Rocky
Way
Hill.
above
Yeah.
there.
But Blomberg's not above Rocky Hill. Blomberg isn't that far away. It's by Cherry Valley Golf Course.
Oh, I know where that actually. Not that I've ever golfed there.
Yeah,
I just know where it is.
They won't allow me. Probably been banned. They'd probably seen me golf at Mercer Oaks.
Really?
Anyway, I emceed a benefit for it was called Music for More. Moore. Camp Moore.
Okay.
Camp Moore is a camp that caters to only special needs children. It's not like a camp that you have to be a special needs child to go to Camp Moore, and it's really it was quite humbling because some of the children were there at the Elks last night, but there were about 20 various musicians and groups that donated their time
That's cool.
to raise money. And there was a tricky tray and a silent auction. We had a Rock on Radio basket in the silent auction. We did. We will have a co-host coming in who bid.
Who won?
Who bid? Paul from the Hayride.
I did it.
He actually, I said, "What'd you do that for? You can stop anytime you want." He goes, "It's for charity." I said, "There you go." So he will come in and co-host Rock on Radio with us. And in that basket, there was all the Rock on Radio merch, tote bag, the weapons of a new hoodie that they gave us went in there. A couple of coffee mugs, pens, car magnets. The Rock on Radio hat, a $20 Dunkin' Donuts gift card. All the stuff that fuels Rock on Radio. The infamous lube, it was all in there. We put it in. The Dial hand lotion went in there. So congratulations to Paul. But I want to thank Helen O'Shea for allowing me to A, drink Jemison, and B,
before the end of the show.
Yes. Actually, she looked at me and she said, "Danny Coleman, do you want a Jemison?" And I said, "I thought I wasn't allowed to have any." She goes, "Well, if you have one, you can't have 10.
That's the trick.
I said, "Well, I'll just have one."
That's what's tricky.
So exactly. So, but it was a great night of music, and Rick Winnow was there. He was one of the performers. Our friend Rick Winnow. A lot of the people from the Einstein Alley Musicians Collaborative were there.
Yeah,
I met a
that.
great new Irish artist by the name of Meg Hennessy, who was outstanding. She may come in one night as a guest, but it was a fantastic night. Pat Foran was there.
Oh, really?
Pat Foran was there. Yeah, he came down and played, and it's always a pleasure to see his wife, Jeannie. So it was a good time, and it was a great cause, and I'm not sure how much cash they raised yet, but I know that all the ticket sales, when you go to the Hayride or you go to the things that we do at the Hopewell United Methodist Church, any of the music events, the open mics, all those monies collected. I don't know about the Hayride, but for anything else, goes towards Camp Moore. And Paul made a nice $1,000 donation, which is enough to buy 2 kids a week at camp
Wow.
there.
Oh,
So
well, that's good right
from
there.
all
So
the
you're
things.
making a
that we
difference.
say. Yeah.
A,
Yeah.
a real person.
Boop. There you go. We got a phone call too. Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this? Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
I'm all confused because I'm watching you on the YouTube and I forgot that there's a delay.
yeah. You got to turn your computer down, Helen.
Okay, let me do that now because you know I'm very technically challenged. I'm very excited. It's my first time to see you guys on the computer. Let me do that now.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I found the off button.
Yeah,
So
turn the
listen,
volume down.
Danny
Yeah.
Coleman,
Go ahead,
Danny
Helen.
Jemison. I'm not calling in to put them off. You know, I'm calling in because I want one of those boys CDs.
Ooh.
I'm all business tonight.
Well, say hello to Mick and
Thank
Ron.
you.
Hi guys, listen, you're amazing, and this is why I love Danny Coleman so much because you know I'm a bit sheltered over here in Princeton, and I haven't heard of you guys before, and I'm kicking myself because I don't know why. I've gone on Spotify, seen all the albums you have, the songs I heard just now, the Love You one, I absolutely adore it.
All
And I
right. Thank
see that
you.
you're saying November 1st, so Fiona and I are going to try and get out to the November 1 show
Excellent.
at
Oh,
Randall's
great.
Cave.
Yeah.
But I want that CD so badly, Danny Jemison. Do you hear me?
Danny Jameson.
That's how she
And listen,
introduced
I'm
me.
not-
You have,
That's
a,
nice.
you have a new name.
I'm not going to keep you, but I really want your listeners to understand. Like we talk and we joke on the phone and everything, but I mean, my experience last night was made so much more wonderful because of you and Claire. Well, Claire just kept us all going no matter what. You know, she remembered stuff that nobody else did because she's Claire. But Danny, I want your listeners to understand the kind of class act that you are. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Like when I asked you to do this, none of us get paid. It's all volunteer, all the musicians, everything. You said, at the drop of a hat, you said, no problem. Where do you want me? What time? You showed up. It was a very long show. Probably need to shorten it next year, no matter how good the musicians are. There wasn't one complaint out of you all night. I don't even know if you got fed, but you made everybody feel so welcome and so good. And you brought that fabulous aura of yours to the Elks, and everybody is talking about it. And now you're stuck with us as long as we do this event.
I'm stuck with her. Oh, Helen, you are too good to me. You are very kind.
I'm not.
And-
I'm very truthful, is what I am.
And I appreciate that so much.
So you've
Thank
got to
you.
take it on the chin, my friend.
Well-
Take it on the chin.
Well, it is, it was such a great cause, and to see some of those children actually there last night was.
It's life changing for the kids and their parents. I mean, remember that wonderful man, Bill, who spoke about,
Yes.
their little girl, they don't let her out of their sight. So it was a huge deal for them. And I talked to him in the car park when he was leaving. I walked him out, and the things that he said about the difference it made to their daughter, but also to him and his wife, it was just heartbreaking. And, if we as musicians can use our talent to change people's lives at a local level, at a small level, we're not doing $200 plates that go somewhere where we don't, know anything about it. These are our own local children that are being directly impacted by music. And you were a huge part of that last night. And you know that I'm here for you for whatever you need anytime. And the same with Art and Claire.
I appreciate that, Helen. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And now send me a CD so I can know more about these boys before I go to that show.
I can do that, Helen. Send me your address and I'll ship
I'm
it out to
loving
you.
their music. I'll shoot it to you on text. And thanks a million for everything.
All right.
And guys, have a great rest of the show. I'm loving listening to the music.
Thank you,
It's
Helen.
fabulous.
Go ahead, Ron.
Thank
You
you.
wanted to say something?
Take care, guys.
Hold on,
Helen,
Helen.
Helen, before you go, I have to know where you're from originally.
Oh, I'm from Limerick. Oh,
Limerick.
yeah, and I really like the idea that you sent him off to, what did you call it? Turnanog?
Tiernanog, yeah.
Tiernanog. Listen to Danny Coleman. Tiernanog, the country of the young people.
Right.
But I love the mandolin. I absolutely love the mandolin. One of the guys in my band plays mandolin, John Nazio. And we hit him up like in March. We try and get him to do Irish songs. But so far, all we've gotten out of him is Galway Girl, which he loves. And, the Steve Earle song. And the other one is Celtic Heartbeat. But he plays the mandolin on both, and it's fabulous, So I was very interested to hear your Irish connection, and I'm very interested to hear more about it because I love the style of your music. I love the sound. I love everything about it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sláinte.
So you have a new fan thanks to Danny Jemison Coleman.
That's how she introduced me last night.
Yeah. DJ Speed. Instead of Run DMC, we're calling you Run DJ Speed.
Run. All right, Helen. There you go. There's
Take
one
care, Danny.
one down with
We
your
love
name
you.
on it, O'Shea. There it is.
Thanks a million.
Perfect.
Thanks a million. I'll see you at the Hayride.
You
Bye.
got it. Thank you, Helen O'Shea. Thank you
Bye.
for everything and her kindness. And it was a great event
Yeah.
last night.
Great job.
We got to get to the Deuce Music Minute. Our guests tonight are Successful Fairs. When we come back from the Deuce Music Minute, we are going to hit them up for some more music. But right now, every week, we are sent, my good buddy Rob, the man. We are also sponsored by Deuce Music. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the program. But Rob sends me 3 different artists, literally from around the world. This week, I received artists from Australia and 2 from the UK. And the one that I chose, he gives me options. I like options. The one that I chose is a band called Deep Blue Sea, who are based out of London, England. Previously, they were known as the Little Devils, but recently they changed their name to Deep Blue Sea after a number of personnel changes in the lineup. They have been creating huge inroads on the live music scene in London. They had a recent album launch party at the infamous, like the Rock on Radio Louvre, the infamous 100 Club in London. They're based in London, but they have band members from the United States, Sweden, Spain, and Hartlepool. I'm not sure where Hartlepool is, but I'm not that good of a geography guy, but I'll take it on account.
Google.
They have which gives them like a lot of different influences in their sound. So they have a new album out. It's called Strange Ways, and you can find that or them at their website, which is deepblueseamusic.co.uk. That's Deep Blue Sea, like SEA, like the sea that fish swim in. Oceans and mammoths and mammoth dolphins. Mammoths don't swim in the ocean, although their bones are probably at the bottom somewhere. deepblueseamusic.co.uk. Social media, Deep Blue Sea Music on Facebook, and Instagram is DBS Music UK. All right, and this is a tune we're going to play for you right now on tonight's Deuce Music Minute. It's their latest single. It is called Don't Say I Didn't Warn You. Here they are in the Deuce Music Minute, Rock on Radio, Deep Blue Sea.
You're gonna learn what it's like on this side of the street.
There we go. Deep Blue Sea on the Deuce Music Minute here on Rock On Radio. Actually, if anybody's following along the program tonight, producer Claire has been extremely busy at home in her remote location. She has posted everything from just about everything we've talked about tonight on there. She even posted the Eastman guitar link.
Nice. Well done. Thank you, Claire.
Wow.
So,
quick.
yeah,
Where did she do that? On the
she-
Facebook page? Or?
on our Facebook event for this. So if you want to go to the Facebook event or go to Danny Coleman's Rock on Radio 2, the number 2, and look up the event for tonight's show, you can see everything that Claire has posted in there for us this evening. All right, how do we
Cool.
find you on social media? Speaking of which, or a
Um,
website? How do
did
we how do we
meet,
get
kind
your
of?
music?
No.
No,
Oh, how do we?
how do
yeah,
we?
yeah, I got you.
We, as in
So,
the masses, the millions of people watching
Well,
us right
I
now.
mean, the best thing for us would be if people just buy or listen to thesuccessoffailures.com if they wanted to order any of this. I mean, you can get it anywhere. So Spotify is a good one, but like whatever streaming service people like, they can find all our albums there. Like a lot of people
Okay.
seem to be using Apple Music, and Spotify seem to be the most popular too, where I hear people say, "Oh, I was listening to your album." But you can buy it online directly from our site or through Amazon. So all the streaming spots and directly from our website is the best way,
Okay.
which is thesuccessfulfailures.com.
Just the name in itself is kind of funny. Successful failures.
Yeah.
Oh, we succeeded at failing. Yes, we're successful.
But you are successful at something.
Right.
So you're not
That's-
really failing.
It's kind of like the old something is nothing and nothing is something.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? I actually had something I wanted to ask you. Oh, no, something I wanted to tell you. So there's a gentleman I work with. His
Mhm.
name is John.
Okay.
Okay. You know, yes, I have a day job, sadly.
Sure.
I know. Stinks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
However, I continue to get more and more busy. A day job may go out the window.
Right.
So I have this day job that I go to simply because I take blood pressure meds and need benefits.
Sure. Right.
Uh,
Something to health insurance.
there you go. So at this job, there's a gentleman. He is an older gentleman, and he's a widow. But one of the things he and his past, his wife used to like to do was go out and listen to live music.
Yeah.
And several weeks back, and this is the irony of the situation.
Mm.
Several weeks back, he says to me, he said, sometimes I like to go to shows at Randy's Man Cave.
Mhm.
I said, oh, no way. He said, yeah. He goes, I'd love to go there. He says, and Randy was telling me he's got there's a show coming up, and he went on and on. He goes, but he was playing, there was something playing, and I said, who is this guy, these guys? He said, that's the Successful Failures. So I don't know if he had your new album up or he had the old album, whatever was going on. Anyway, the guy here is the Successful Failures. He says, you ever heard of them guys? I said, yeah, a little bit. And I said, no. I said, yeah. I said, they've actually been on my radio show in the past. I said, I usually deal with Mick. Why? He goes, I'm going to go see him. I said, well, your luck show have it. They're going to be at Bruno's Bicycles
Oh,
So
okay.
that was what, back in
August.
August?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys were Bruno's Bicycles.
Yeah.
He said, really? So he went to that
did
show.
he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He came back. He came into work the other day, or shortly after. He goes, I
Yeah.
went to see them guys. They're good, man. I like them.
Yeah.
I like. Well, as luck will have that, they're going to be on my radio show in October.
Oh, that's
So,
really cool.
Yeah. So
That the Bruno stuff. It's a bike store in Allentown, and he does shows once a month out back. And it's always a nice time, like a good, like your event last night. It's just a lot of just community people come in. You bring a lawn chair and a cooler, and you sit and you get a great show.
Yep.
That's cool about Randy though, because it's nice that he's playing our stuff in the store. I was in there once, and I guess Randy had to run an errand or something. Nobody was there, so it's a really small space.
Right.
And so I'm in there and I'm flipping through records, and a song comes on, and every once in a while, like I'll hear one of our songs and not recognize it at first. And the song played, and not until the vocal came in, which was me singing, I was like, "Whoa!" And I started looking around like there was going to be a hidden camera. I'm like, "Wait, this is ours." It was from Ripe for the Burning. This is like a 2008 album. It was the song Nikki Zierenberg.
Whoa.
Which is one of my favorite songs of ours. And I looked around. I was like, this is really weird. And finally he came back and he was talking to somebody. I went up to the counter. I'm like, Randy, did you know I was in here? Is that how you played her? He's like, no, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, well, our song was just on. He's like, oh, I always have you guys playing. He's like, you're just in the disc, like, that's rotating around.
In the disc changer.
Yeah.
See, that's got to make you feel good though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what it's like. It's cool to meet people who are supporting live music and original music, and you make a lot of good friendships.
Yeah, that's
through
exactly. That's actually why this show exists.
Yeah.
Because when I was 16, my band. When I was 15, we went in a recording studio. So I was 15, and we did it to enter one of the first WPST Unsigned Heroes contests.
My
Dave
band,
Huffel.
Dipsomaniacs, we entered that.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I was at the church carnival, and somebody came over and said, "Listen, you're on the radio." And I'm like, "What?" So I walked over to one of the Wheels of Chance, and they had a radio blaring. And I'm like, "Holy cow!" I remember getting goosebumps from like top to bottom. You don't expect to hear yourself on the radio. Yeah.
We had a song called Guitar Hero, and it was on Unsung Heroes.
The Dipsomaniacs.
Yeah.
God, I remember you guys.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. I'm Danny Coleman. That's Engineer Art. And these guys are Ron and Nick from the Successful Failures. If you want to give us a call like Helen O'Shea did, 609-241-7103. We'd love to hear from you. Let's do some more music.
Sure. We're going to do the song, which is called Navigation by the Stars. It's from our 2014 album, which is called Captains of Industry, Captains of War. Understanding who you are is equivalently hard to knowing where you stand. Navigation by the stars. I'll stay right here. Wait for the weather to clear. I think I'll stay right here. Wait for the weather to clear. Understanding who you are is equivalently hard to knowing where you stand. And understanding girls, I'll stay right here. Wait for the weather to clear. I think I'll stay right here. Wait for the weather to clear. I feel the sound of the city sleep. I feel the roar of the ocean deep. I see the differences on the train.
Can you tell me who you are?
So that I can tell you something.
Can you tell me where you stand?
I can't put that into words.
Who are the people on the train?
Same as the people in the car.
How will you get back to Duquesne?
Navigation by the stars.
Successful failures. Love it, man. Love it. Good stuff. Here on Rock On Radio. Claire just messaged me. She's like, I need a disc and stickers. I love these guys. Our producer wants a disc
Remind me to bring
and stickers.
Yep.
You can have a disc just by calling 609-241-7103. We'll send that out to you guys. So what 14 years, man. Most marriages don't even last that long today. What is the end game for you guys? Is it to continue to just play local shows and the occasional tour, which we'll get to in a second? Is it licensing? Is it just to continue writing music so your friends and family can enjoy it, and whatever, following you amass in the clubs and bars and things, or what is it? What do the successful failures hope to successfully fail at?
I don't think there really is an end game.
Okay.
It's just about the craft, and putting out the music and just expecting it to get better and better each turn.
Okay. We have a phone call. Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
Hey, Danny, it's Carol Lester. How you doing?
Oh, hello, Carol. How are you?
That sounded so beautiful, and all I have to do is call in for a disc?
That's it.
Wow. Well, I'm availing myself to that opportunity.
Well, there you go.
For
See?
a limited time.
For a limited time only. You get a disc. Let's say hi to Mick and Ron.
Hey.
Hi there.
There you go. The successful failures. Carol is a fine musician in her own right. So,
I don't know. It sounded like a complete success to me.
I know that's one of them. Like what do you call it? what's it? Oxymoron, like state worker.
Military intelligence.
Military intelligence. Yeah. Well, there you go, Carol. I don't know if you're listening or watching, but here we'll put your disc aside with Helen O'Shea's.
Great.
Oh,
I'm
there you go.
listening. I couldn't find the link to watch. I don't know why. But
Uh-oh. That's Arts
Wondered
Department.
that myself.
It's right on the YouTube. It's right on COARadio.com. You'll see the YouTube link on the right hand side.
Yeah.
okay.
There you go.
All right.
We'll put that there. All right. All right, Carol. You're the winner.
Yay.
You know, first off, I'm appreciative that you're listening this evening. That means a lot to us here at Rock On Radio. Given the fact that you were a guest a couple of weeks ago, you still like us enough to listen. I'm very happy about that.
That's a good sign.
You're not too traumatized.
No, it was a fun experience. Yeah.
Well, good. We're glad. All right. Do you have anything else you want to say to Ron or Mick?
No, I just am really looking forward to hearing more and getting the CD, and it sounds really great.
Thanks,
All right.
Carol.
Well,
Thank you.
Send me your address, Carol, and I will mail it
Okay.
right out to you this week.
Please enjoy.
All right. Sounds
There
good.
you go. Along with some Rock On Radio tchotchkes. She there?
All right.
Oh, there she is. See, now that might have traumatized her.
There you go.
Am I supposed to give you my address on the air?
No. Send me your address either via
Okay,
Facebook or
all right.
the website,
I'll do
dcror.com.
that.
There you go.
You're right.
I'll
Yes.
do that.
Yes.
Okay.
And your social
Great.
security number. Art's right. We got and your Amazon account. We're good.
Okay. All right. Take care, guys.
All right, Carol, rock on.
Back on. Bye.
Netflix. Yes, that's what we want to do. Netflix. Whoa, somebody else calling us. Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
No time like the present.
Ah,
Joe, guys. Very nice.
It's Claire.
Claire.
You sound so different
I
on the phone.
apologize from the bottom of my heart that I couldn't be there tonight because I was looking forward to seeing you guys again. I've seen you guys play live and
wow.
thoroughly enjoyed every moment of it. So
Thank you.
Thanks, Claire. I love your name.
detained at home, but I've been tuned in and listening and updating our events. So
You love her name?
Claire's a good name.
Her last name,
well,
Voyant.
thank you.
Voight. Like
Buoyant, like clairvoyant.
Oh,
Clairvoyant.
I wish.
Right.
Oh, you know things.
You see it.
I don't know about that.
So you've been Claire
No,
has
but-
been posting away in our event there, as I said earlier.
Yeah.
Fantastic job.
And actually,
With links.
both of your website and your Facebook page are out there too, so people can get to them directly.
thank you.
Thank you. That's
Thank
awesome.
See, this is why
Yeah.
O'Shea had her come along last evening. To,
Yeah, I was like, all right, give me the next set of cards. Come on. Give me the next set of cards.
Helen said to her, I get where the heck was it that O'Shea said that at the hayride maybe? Oh yeah, she said
Oh,
She
that
said-
was your PA.
she says Danica Coleman, you need a handler. I'm going to appoint her as your handler. My
I'm like,
handler?
no thanks.
What am I?
Some
What am
sort
I
of,
at?
Be like, yeah,
Animal
great.
rights.
Get me a Jameson.
Right?
A
Can
man.
be a team.
What am I, a
Right.
man?
What am I, a kimono dragon? I need a handler? What the heck is that all about? O'Shea didn't trust me to stay on the straight and narrow. I guess.
She's smart.
She's met you.
She's met me.
She knows you.
It's true.
Yeah. And she knows me, so she
Right.
said, oh, you'll take care of everything.
Yeah, right. That's true. All right. So I already put in your request with Mr. Chorba here about
Yes.
that you want a disc and a sticker.
On the way.
Lots of stickers. Lots of
Yeah.
stickers.
That's a neat sticker. Your successful failures beer can there. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, great.
Yeah. It's a limited edition too, so
I'm a beer magician. I make them disappear.
we're pretty good at that.
There you go. All right, Claire.
Nice.
Thank
Well,
you.
you guys have fun.
You
You're doing a
got
good job. Keep up
Thanks,
the good
Claire.
work.
Oh, well, thank you. Producer Claire here on Rock On Radio. We'll talk to you later. You're just tuning in. Our guests are the Successful Failures. More music?
Sure.
What is it?
This one is from the new album. The new
Okay.
album's called Saratoga. and this song is called Ruby Ruby. Oh, Ruby, Ruby, please don't cry. Make me a pillow on your pallet tonight. Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby, Ruby, I lost my way. I left my body on that cold, sad day. Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby, I'm coming home. You tonight, I'm coming home. Oh, Ruby, Ruby, I will march no more. There'll be no medal for me from this war. Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby, Ruby, well, the captain said, tie him up until he's good and dead. Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby, I'm coming home for you tonight. I come marching home. Oh, Ruby, Ruby, listen for the sound of my footsteps coming into town. Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby, Ruby, I hope to find you waiting for me in a cold, dark night. Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby.
Mick and Ron, the Successful Failures duo here. Who else is in this band besides Mr.
So we
Martin
got Rob
on
Martin
drums?
on drums and Pete Smith on guitar. And for the recording of Saratoga, our good friend Greg Potter joined us for the recording of the album, and he played on all the tracks too.
Okay. What did he play?
Electric guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And keyboards.
And some keyboards too, yeah.
Ah.
And sang some of the
harmonies
vocals,
too,
yeah.
yeah. So that's the band. Yeah.
You really haven't had many lineup changes at all. have you?
No. We started with the three of us, Rob Martin and Ron Béchamp and me, Mick. And then Greg joined us early on. He's in a band called Blank Pages, where he does his own music. And eventually, for our second album, we had a guy, John Williams, and he was in the band for probably 7 years, or I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2014, John left, and we have our guitar player Pete Smith has been with us since then. And there's been a few times in between where we functioned as a 3-piece, but it works best with 4, 2 guitars, bass, drums, rock and roll.
What do you do for drums at the Tiernog?
Pretty much at the Tiernog, just Ron and I just play it.
Okay.
Like acoustic guitar, mandolin.
I played there with a band I was in once with my full drum kit.
Really? I did with the Dipsomaniacs actually.
Yeah, the table that's in front of the stage.
Yeah.
Just move that out.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't move it out. I slid it down. I
Yeah.
left enough room for them to get down the basement to get the most important thing of the evening, beer.
Right.
And that's what's an Irish pub without beer, right?
Sure.
And
Guinness.
I moved it that way and put my drum kit there.
Mhm.
And the bass player stood like next to me. We were
Yeah,
literally.
I mean, it's really hard. It feels crowded with 2 of us on
Mhm.
that stage.
Oh, and then the 2 guitar players were on the stage because they did 100% of the vocal.
Yeah.
So bass player and I. did the
For our St. Patrick's Day shows there, Rob plays the cajon drum. So we
Okay.
do it to 3 of us. And probably, we'd like to continue playing there. So if he's available, we could do it with the cajon drum.
Tierno's always a lot of fun. I used to love playing that. joint.
Yeah, it's great.
Used to love it. It was
Yeah.
so funny. The original owner, Billy Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
Billy hated drummers.
Right.
Hated drummers. And he wouldn't even speak to me most times. Hey Billy, how you doing?
Right.
And just kind of look at me and walk by.
Right.
And
He was kind of a quiet guy though.
Yeah. Well,
So he might not have been holding your drumming against you.
nah, he told me point blank, I hate drummers.
Oh, well, maybe then.
Okay then. No, but he told me I hate drummers. So, all right, easy.
Yeah.
Because you guys are too loud. No matter what, you're too loud. It's like
It's the nature of it.
I'm playing Latin percussion. I've got 2 conga drums. Can't get too loud.
Yeah.
And anyway, because he got really ticked off at the 2 guys I was playing there with, Tommy and Joey, because they brought me in without consulting him.
Right.
The only problem is I used to have quite a large capability, and I still do pretty well. The capability to bring people to see whatever,
Right. And
whenever
that
I'm playing.
usually makes up for anything else.
Now I'll show you the difference. There's another Irish pub not that far from there.
Killarney's?
Nope, McManaman's pub. Used to be it's still on the
Yeah.
corner of Liberty
We
and
never
Grand
played there,
Streets. Okay. Johnny Mack, great guy.
Okay.
All right. Johnny, one night I showed up there and started jamming with them too. And at the end of the first set, he said, "Can I see you 2 up in my office?" And they went upstairs and they thought they were getting taken to the principal. And he's like, "I'm giving you an extra $75 tonight. And I'll give you an extra $75 every time you bring Danny with you."
Nice.
Because I brought 25 people with me.
Right.
And all of a sudden, his register
He's
went,
making money.
yeah, he was happier than could be. You
Yeah.
know? Billy was like, "No, you're not getting any more money."
Yeah. Right.
I hate drummers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's so nice when you can get your friends and family, and I've been blessed
Sure.
that way to have a lot of supporters
Yeah.
back me up
Mm-hmm.
whenever I gig, because I don't gig that much anymore.
Yeah.
So, what do you got now? You're going on tour, man. You just told me you're going on you're taking over the state of Virginia. or
We
something.
try to do a couple times a year at least where we play in other places, other states. We've played in Wisconsin, we've played in Chicago, we've played New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, West Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
I think that. Yeah.
So what are you doing now? You going? Well, November 1st. Let's talk about the Man Cave show. November 1st. That Helen and Fiona.
We're gonna do the
gonna
full Saratoga album in order at that show. So, and that's the other thing. We're always looking to do something different, just to keep it interesting for people who come to see us and for ourselves. So we're gonna do this album right straight through. I guess the CD order.
Right.
Yeah. And we're gonna, we'll do it, and then we'll do some other stuff too. Because that's only about a 40-minute album. So, but we are gonna do the whole album. And so it's at November 1st. It's a Friday night. Doors at 7:30. We've played at Randy's, a number of times.
How much are the
And,
tickets?
It's $12.
12?
Yeah. And the album will be available at a lower price than normal, but it's always fun there.
Now, Randy Now's Man Cave is a store on Farnsworth Avenue. I think it's 134 Farnsworth Avenue in Bordentown, New Jersey, Bordentown City, which is a really neat, quaint town. It's got everything from ghosts to
Thomas Paine's place.
Thomas Paine's house. Yep.
Yeah.
Thomas Paine, the writer, used to live in Bordentown for a period of time during the American Revolution, and shortly thereafter, there's all kinds of history.
And
there's
right now,
restaurants,
you
there's
have to
shops.
agree. There's it's a good time for Bordentown. There's a lot of good restaurants, Marcello's and Toscano's and Jester's, Old Town Pub.
Old Town Pub is directly across the street.
Yeah, so you could grab a dinner and a drink there and come over to Randy's for the show.
From Randy.
Yep. And the Record Collector is a live venue where we also play.
Yep, and John and Sue,
They're like
since 1989.
Yeah, they're the nicest
John
people
and Sue,
ever. Yeah.
When they started that joint, it only been open a few months.
So-
but that's November 1st.
November 1st. And then
At the
next
Man
Sunday,
Cave.
we're playing at Screamin' Hill Brewery, full band electric as well.
Okay, and that's located where?
Screamin' Hill is in
Cream Ridge.
Cream Ridge, yeah.
Okay.
It's a Sunday afternoon. It's like their fall fest. So we're playing for, multiple sets.
Okay.
Probably play 50 to 60 songs.
Nice. And then you're going to Virginia.
We're playing in Richmond at a really great brewery called Hardywood. And we're doing an afternoon show in Winston-Salem at a friend of ours who has a guitar store, Heyday Guitars. And then we're playing in Knoxville at a place called the Corner Lounge. And we've played there before. We played Knoxville several times. We played Richmond a bunch. And then we're playing at Falls Church. But all this is on the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is?
TheSuccessfulFailures.com.
The
TheSuccessfulFailures.com. Yeah.
Not to be confused with just Successful.
I'm sure that's something.
Correct.
It's not us.
Okay. Well, let's do. We got about 15 minutes or so left.
we can do another one if you want.
609-241-7103. If anybody wants to give us a call, you can do so. Sure. Do another one.
Do you want to do Sam Houston, or would you rather do one of the ones from?
Sam Houston.
We'll do that one.
He died at the Alamo with John Wayne, didn't he?
So Sam Houston. This is a chapter in the book Profiles in Courage by John F. Kennedy. And he kind of went against his party. The whole book is about people who stood up against, their own political party to do something they believed in. And so I was kind of pretty into Sam Houston's story. And so I wrote a song about it.
There you go.
But he was all part of Texas history, and part of Tennessee. I think he was the first governor of Tennessee, first governor of Texas. But anyway, this is a song called Sam Houston. This is from our album, Iker of Nettle. And this came out in 2017.
I always want to pronounce it Iker.
We always pronounce it Iker. It's supposed to be Iker.
Iker,
It's like the blood of the gods.
The blood of the gods. Oh, that's so cool.
Ready?
Successful Failures here on Rock On Radio.
Very first rays of dawn, we're beginning to leave across the White House lawn, where the president speaks. He stayed up all night long. He's calling all his friends to lay the differences down. Forward just like men, and listen to the sound of a broken heart. the sound of a broken heart. You can see him in his coonskin cap and his alligator shoes. Southern Democrat, but he followed his own rules because he wanted to live like that. And Texas is the only land he could ever call his own. He took a rebel stand, but he had to stand alone. Did his part, the sound of a broken heart. He did his part, the sound of a broken heart. Ooh, love. Ooh, love. Ooh, love. Ooh, love. Sitting on my hands, drinking from the still. This time I took a little chance at my Jacinto Hill. Do my part, the sound of a broken heart. I'll do my part, the sound of a broken heart. Ooh, love. Ooh, love. Ooh, love. Ooh, love. Yeah.
Successful failures here on Rock On Radio. Great stuff, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Andy.
you.
Great sound altogether with that mandolin. Does anybody else play the mandolin, or is it only you? Huh? Like, can you ever use that during a show?
We do.
Do you?
Yeah, we usually play 5 or 6 that include the 2 acoustic instruments.
Okay.
Our guitar player Pete switches over to bass, and Ron plays the mandolin.
Oh, nice.
So we'll do a couple of our songs, we played them last time on your show, "Baby Home Tonight" and "Tennessee Boy"
Okay.
from our last album. And then sometimes we'll do like some Irish covers, like some Pogues songs. We do
Like
If I
the
Should-
Pogues?
we love the Pogues. We do "If I Should Fall from Grace with God." We do Sally McLean, and we do some older like Irish traditional stuff like "Whiskey in the Jar" and "Streams of Whiskey." Other songs about whiskey.
Yeah, we were talking about the Williams boy earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I guess, just doing some Facebook Lives or
Right.
Yeah.
whatever, and he did his version of "The Fields of Athenry."
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I bet that was good.
It's an emotional song.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. I've actually seen adults and grown men just weep openly
Mm-hmm.
when they hear that tune.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Actually, always was. I actually, when I was a kid, my father, I never knew he could sing.
Yeah.
God knows he didn't pass it on to me, but
Huh.
or my ability to dance.
Mhm.
Oh,
You're a
yeah.
drummer.
Oh yeah, I'm the only drummer without rhythm. And he, I used to watch my father get up at this party every year for an organization that we belong to, and every year he would get up after a few scotch and waters and he would sing his version of Danny Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally watched grown men cry,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Dad, man, I didn't know you had that kind of power.
Right.
You know, if I asked him to do that at home, he'd be like, no.
Right.
So, yeah, it's kind of funny how music really is emotion.
Sure.
It really can mean so many things to so many people. I was recently in Myrtle Beach, and I saw a kid at a cash register in a store, and I had on a Wonder Bar T-shirt
Mhm.
with Tilly's picture, small, just over the left
Yeah.
chest, and then on the back was a big picture of Tilly and had the Wonder Bar Asbury
Mhm.
Park, New Jersey. And the kid looks at me unprovoked. I didn't say a word to him other than, I walked up to the counter. I said hello, and he looks at me and goes, "Man, that's an ugly shirt you got." I'm looking at him. I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Right.
I'm all choked up. Excuse me. And I said, "Why do you say that?" Now my daughter, Tilly, gives her the heebie-jeebies, and her and I went
Yeah,
to Myrtle
clowns are
Beach to see
scary.
my parents. Right? She's like, "Tell him. I told him that thing's creepy," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, dude, that's a creepy shirt you got."
Yeah.
I said, "It's Asbury Park, New Jersey." He says, "Where's Asbury Park?" I said, "It's along the Jersey Shore. Have you ever heard of Asbury Park?" Nope. I said, he goes, what's it known for? I said, "Well, music mostly."
Yeah.
I said, "There's a Bruce Springsteen album, Greetings from Asbury Park." I said, he frequents the town a lot. And he's looking at me with this blank expression. I said, "Bruce, you know who Bruce Springsteen is, right?" Nope. At this point, I didn't know what to do. I didn't.
Right.
I
Yeah,
looked at
how do
him.
you
I
make a
said,
connection?
"Google him."
Right.
I said, "Here's my cash. Let's go." But, and I mean, sometimes, and I can only imagine when I walked out of there, what the heck does that kid listen to? Or what does it for him? I mean, what does it for you, Mick? What song either makes you get teary eyed or play air drums on your steering wheel?
Well, you got one, Ron? I listen to a lot of music.
I mean, for me, it's either Spirit of Radio by Rush or Highway to Hell by AC/DC.
Okay.
Either one of them come up, the volume automatically goes up, and it's like, yeah.
Mick Jagger walk.
That's it, Mick. It's not that. I can tell you.
Yeah, we're all big music fans. My big groups are like the Beatles and the Who, and then the Clash and the Replacements, Bob Dylan.
The song "Cats in the Cradle" by Harry Chapin pretty much describes my relationship with my father.
Yeah, I think a lot of people relate to that song.
And
sadly,
that one always gets me, and there are several others that they transport you.
Right.
Yeah.
The bass player from Collective Soul, Will. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Anyway, him and I were talking one day, and I said, he goes, he says, "Danny, we're not really musicians. We're basically time machines." And I said, "How so?" And he's like, "We take people back in time, either to like when they were kids or when they were."
Yeah, those are the strongest, the memories that evoke the most emotion when you can tap into something you felt as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of good father-son songs, I think, that bring out a lot of feelings.
There's an artist who's been on this program, and he kind of stepped away from music for the last few years, but he was a country music kind of guy. Did a lot of country tunes. He's from Yardley, Pennsylvania, but he does a lot of country tunes. Chuck Schaefer.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know Chuck
Nope.
or not, but Chuck put out a song. Its title is simply called "Son."
Yeah.
And it's about this guy, and he writes a song about his son coming back after being away for a while. Son, it's really good to see you. And he talks about, remember that mall you used to go to, and now it's this and that's that. Things have changed, and it's been good seeing you, son. Bring the kids around when you get a chance, son. And every time I hear that, I mean, because I have a son, and every time I hear it, essentially it just, I'm not going to kid you, I cry because here's this, you feel that attachment you want to feel when your kids go on, and they kind of not that they forget about you, but their own lives are so busy that they don't have the time for you.
Yeah, I think one of the first songs I learned guitar to the Cat Stevens songbook.
Father
it's not
and son.
time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy. It's still da-da,
Yeah.
da-da, going on.
He did that on his Tiny Desk concert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was once like you are now, and I know
Yeah.
that it's not easy to be strong when there's so much going on.
I was in a band that used to play that. Man.
Yeah.
That's a tough tune to get through because it's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. We've got about 4 minutes left. You got anything that's less than 4 minutes?
Yeah.
And it's got to be less than 4 minutes. If I gotta wrap it up.
Everything we do is about 3 minutes.
Let's do this tune called Tennessee Boy. It's under 3. And this is from our Iker of Nettle album. It's about youth. So it ties in a little bit with what we were just talking about.
There you go.
Look at that Tennessee boy. Look at that Galway girl. Dancing together in the middle of it all. Might as well tell the sun not to shine around here. Tell the moon to go and disappear. Might as well tell the flames in the fire not to rise. Tell the stars not to come out tonight. Might as well tell the weeds in the sidewalk not to grow. And tell the kids something they don't already know. Tell the planets not to spin, the wind to die down. Tell the rabbits just to stay in the ground. Tell the wagon not to roll, to be completely still. Sit right there in the middle of that hill. Woo! If I had a little money down, this is exactly what I'd do. I'd buy me a guitar and I'd play a little song for you. And we listen to the banjo howl and the coyotes sing, moving up and down like a ball on a fiddle string. Look at that Tennessee boy, and look at that Galway girl, dancing together in the middle of it all.
The Successful Failures here on Rock On Radio. I put a blurb out, Art, about the Christmas Spectacular, December 22nd, on Facebook, and just told, looking for original Christmas holiday tunes or remakes of traditional ones, send them in. You should see the responses already. I got to have, 7 or 8 responses.
So is this going to be a 5-hour show?
No, 4 hours will be plenty. I can only sit here after drinking that much eggnog without hitting the
That's
bathroom.
right. We'll break out hologram Danny.
That's right. Well, thank you, man. And
Thank you, Danny.
Thanks for having us.
All right, thanks for making it sound
again,
right.
the
You guys are awesome.
new album, The Successful Failures, is called Saratoga, and it can be found.
TheSuccessfulFailures.com.
There you go, and that'll take you to wherever you can find this album. Next week, what is next week? Today is the 20th.
27th.
And I'm not sure who's coming in. I'd have to check my calendar. Let's see. We'll go to that. See, let me go there. We'll look at the calendar. We'll see who's coming in next week. Next week is Chris Eve and the New Normal will be in the studio next week. So that's somebody new to us. But Ron, Mick, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you, Danny.
Always a pleasure.
Don't we have a
seeing you
special
guys.
show Thursday? Patricia?
No. The next one, although we will have Charlie Cavan here on the 30th.
That we will.
On the 30th. Yes, Wednesday the 30th, we'll be doing a special show with Charlie Cav, members of the band Angel. Cold Weather Company. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We'll stick tuned. Go to Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com for more of that, or Facebook page, Danny Coleman's Rock on Radio 2. Until then, rock on!